Hillary Clinton. I will be voting for Hillary Clinton, driven by nothing but ego. A man who cares exactly zero about the people of this country. A person
cares for zero people of this country, yet all he's talked about so far is helping the middle class. But who doesn't care about this country is Hillary. She doesn't care about you or me or anybody else around. All she cares is that her and her elite continue with their plan to get richer and more power every day at a time. How do you not understand this?
up now because this election has very little to do with politics, policy, or legislation. This has to do with morals and principles.
Morals and principles. Does your brain even comprehend, bro? Morals? Hillary has no morals whatsoever. She is the most crooked president to run for office in history. Are your morals being crooked and corrupt? Obviously so.
But she's intelligent, and she knows what she's doing.
She's intelligent and knows what she's doing. She's been in politics for how many years and has gotten nowhere. She has done no significant things whatsoever in all her years of working in office.
She's mentally sound, she's responsible, and she's sane.
She's mentally sound and sane. No way. She is so sick and ill, she looks like she's just gonna feeble over and seize up any day.
Okay, this election is different. And if this guy gets elected, and you stood back with your arms folded and didn't speak out against him, it makes you complicit. It makes you partially responsible for handing him the reins of power.
You are an absolute ignorant idiot, bro. Wake up. This video is dedicated to Casey Nutsack regarding who I am voting for. It's pretty much common sense no matter what party or side you're on, but obviously you are a ignorant shill. You are a puppet. Another one of the puppets puppeting for a puppet for another puppet to its master. And your video is absolutely disgraceful and so conflicting for everything you say. Just complete bigotry. So take a look at this, Casey Nutsack. You big-nosed, bumpy-headed fool.
But she's damaged goods, even more so than usual. Number two, always bet on the Clintons. They're corrupt, they're vile, they're rancid, they're infected, they're fetid and feculent and corrupt and putrescent and rotten to the core, and they're part of this global conspiracy. They're always their type. Number three, she is not a Democrat, she is not a liberal, she is not a progressive, she's not for women's rights, she's not for any of that stuff. She is a globalist, and she will say whatever she has to say to get elected. And she will change her mind the same way Barack Obama changed his mind from everything he said. Understand that. The FBI has reopened, sorta, kinda, their investigation into Hillary Clinton, that through some extraneous information, some additional data, some other source, they found out more information, and they're going back again to look into Hillary Clinton, that lying, putrescent, fetid, feculent, rancid, Hillary, rotten felon. Hillary Clinton is not a Democrat. She's not a progressive. She's not a liberal. She is a shape-shifting, protean, chameleon, Zelig-like campaigner of the First Order who will say anything to get you to vote for her. Am I making myself clear? Am I making myself clear? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's important that you understand this. And I know this kills you. I know. Let me tell you something. The only dumb vote there is voting for that crook, Hillary Rodham felon. I'm telling you. What do you need to know? The WikiLeaks. Oh my God. You know, when I heard about this, I thought, okay, there's going to be a few things here and there. It's one horrible, horrible indictment of her, Podesta, Huma, Clinton Foundation, Clinton CGI, Clinton Global Initiative, you name it. What do I have to tell you? What do you have to hear before you say, that's it, I'm writing this off, I'm done with her, that's it. I don't give a damn what you've done. I can't trust you anymore. You sold the State Department? You used our trust, you sold the State Department? No, you're through. What do I have to do to tell you that? You're actually worried about how Trump handled or manhandled or mishandled or dealt with some slattern, a porn star trollop? Are you kidding me? What is the matter with you? You know, wing. And by the way, Hillary Clinton is not left wing. Not left wing. The people who love her because they think she is something. Maybe they think she's a woman. Well, she's a woman, but I'm saying maybe they think she's represents women's rights. Maybe they think she's LGBTQIA, which she's not. She is not. Absolutely not in the least. She is a Wall Street shill, a puppet, and a warmonger. And then, by the way, speaking of Assange, how about that? Are they going to, Hillary wanted a drone attack him, drone missile attack him? Is that beautiful or what? This woman is cold-blooded. I mean, cold-blooded. And so what happens is simply this, and it comes down to it very simply. Donald Trump has said and done terrible things. He's a boorish man who has accosted women. I don't think he's raped anybody, though there might be accusations. But his wrongdoings have been either business that you may not like, you may not like. Maybe perhaps he didn't pay his bills. I'm trying to think of all the stuff that people have said about him. And he might have grabbed a porn slattern, some Meertrick, some virago, some termagant, some trollop, some street urchin, some skank, ho, as it were. Trump were, of course, over here, things that he might have done, things he might have said, things that were untoward, things that were wrong. Okay, Hillary Clinton has a volume, an Eiffel Tower level stack of stuff that is absolutely wrong, that will result in war, the ruination of the republic. My hippie friend and my protester friend, how can you possibly not seem to care at all about the fact that Hillary Clinton is a warmonger? Look what she did with Gaddafi. Look what happened with Libya. Look how this thing works. Don't you care about this? Does this not register? Donald Trump's never done that. He's a jerk. He's boorish, churlish, maybe horrible with women. Okay. But Hillary, I know what she's done. I know what she will do. That's the part that I find fascinating. How is it that people just look the other way? That's what this is about. My friends, I want you to think about this. And I want you to ask yourself the question of how it is that you can vote for something or vote for a person and not know anything about the issues that everybody's talking about. How do you not know about WikiLeaks? How do you not care about it? How do you, because if it were Trump, you'd be all over this. If it were Trump, you would be talking nothing but this. Tell me how you rationalize this. Do you even know about this? Do you care about this? Here are the problems. One, pay for play. She has sold out the Secretary, the State Department. She has sold it out. Number two, the Clinton Foundation is absolutely not a Ponzi scheme, but it is a criminal enterprise, the likes of which, as I said before, makes the Gambino family, crime family, look like the Junior League. She's also ill. WikiLeaks shows this. Bill Clinton's testimony shows this. Everything you can possibly imagine. One case after another. How is it that you look the other way? Tell me. You know there's going to be other war. Why haven't you learned about this? Why haven't you cared about this? Do you still believe this story about how we're going out there and we're getting terrorists? Have you ever figured this out? Do you understand how this thing works? Now, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to leave you, and I'm going to ask you the question. I want you to go back and I want you to just answer this question. Why is it, if you're a Hillary Clinton supporter, that you look the other way and not care about what everybody has been saying, or do you not know it? How can anybody vote for someone who, by virtue of her record, has shown that she will sell out to line her own pockets? There it is. The State Department, what is she going to do when she's president? And how are you going to handle and countenance somebody who is a warmonger of the first strike? That's all I want you to do.
Before this rally started, when we saw what was happening in the streets outside this event, and we saw what Donald Trump had done to incite violence, and I'm saying that deliberately, to incite violence from his event earlier today in St. Louis.
Fights broke out inside the arena between protesters and Trump supporters, and you're looking at the video from the fights that did break out after that announcement.
Jim, what are we looking at right now? What are you saying?
Yes, Aaron, I am off camera right now because I want to show you this. We've turned the camera around, panning around to the back of the arena. This is becoming violent.
But in any campaign, responsibility starts at the top. Any candidate is responsible for the culture of the campaign. You create an environment that only encourages this sort of nasty discourse.
There are real consequences for the words that someone speaks, whether it's as a presidential candidate or ultimately as a president.
I condemn all violence in our political arena. I condemned it when Donald Trump was inciting it and congratulating people who were engaging in it. I condemn it by those who are taking violent protests to physical assault against Donald Trump. This has to end. He set a very bad example. He created an environment in which it seemed to be acceptable for someone running for president to be inciting violence, to be encouraging his supporters. Now we're seeing people who are against him responding in kind. It should all stop. It is not acceptable.
Basically, Deputy Rapid Response Director for the DNC for all things Trump on the ground.
This guy is Aaron Black. He works full-time for Creamer at Democracy Partners. He directs the spontaneous protests at Trump and Pence events. His real name is actually Aaron Minter. We don't know why he uses the name Black.
Nobody's really supposed to know about me. So the Chicago protest, when they shut all that, that was us. It was more him than me, but none of this is supposed to come back to us because we want it coming from people. We don't want it to come from the party. So if we do a protest and it's DNC protest, it's right away the press is going to say partisan. But if I'm in there coordinating with all the groups on the ground and sort of playing field general, but they're the ones talking to the cameras, then it's actually people. But if we send out press advisories with DNC on them and Clinton campaign, it doesn't have the same effect.
The fist fight's about to break out right now. Trump supporter is being pummeled right now. 7 more people just come in, start punching me. Pearl, I look pretty bad.
Tanya, and I'm warning you, ladies and gentlemen, listen to what I have to say here. This is going to be the most intense election we've ever had. Everybody's got to cool down, cool it. It must be condemned by Trump. It must be condemned by Clinton. If you are throwing stuff or intimidating stuff or hitting someone, you are not for me, you are against me.
If you're there and you're protesting and you do these actions, you will be attacked at Trump rallies. That's what we know.
So that's part of the process of eliciting the reaction.
The whole point of it is we know that Trump's people will freak the fuck out. His security team will freak out, and his supporters will lose their shit. We were contracted directly with the DNC and the campaign. Both.
Yeah.
The campaign pays DNC, DNC pays Democracy Partners pays the Fogle Group Group goes and executes the shit on the ground.
Oh, there is a script.
There's a script.
Okay.
There's a script of engagement. Sometimes the crazies bite, and sometimes the crazies don't bite. They're starting confrontations in the line, right? They're not starting confrontations in the rally, because once they're inside the rally, they're under Secret Service's control. When they're outside the rally,
they're more affected out. They're harder to get in.
The media will cover it no matter where it happens.
I assume it's always in the rally.
Initiating the conflict by having leading conversations with people who are naturally psychotic.
Right.
Okay, I mean, honestly, it is not hard to get some of these assholes to pop off.
Right.
It's a matter of showing up to want to get into the rally in a Planned Parenthood t-shirt saying, or, you know, Trump is a Nazi.
Trump's a Nazi. How many Jews has Trump killed? Huh? How many Jews has Trump killed?
Oh, please.
How many Polish gypsies?
Oh, please.
You stupid dogs! You stupid dogs! Shout out ass bitch! Shut the fuck up! You know what's good for your health, homie? Fuck Trump! Free all the homies! Fuck them all!
Free El Chapo!
Fuck the police! Que viva Mexico! Que viva Italia! Fuck them! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump!
Which means you break up this assembly. If you do not do so, you may be arrested or subject to
Alright, what do you think's gonna happen in like 5 minutes?
In like 5 minutes, there's gonna be pepper spray and riot gear running all through here.
I condemn all violence in our political arena.
The thing that we have to watch is making sure there's a double blind between the actual campaign and the actual DNC and what we're doing. There's a double blind there. So that they can plausibly deny it, but they can do anything about it.
I condemn all violence in our political arena.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
Hillary Clinton and the mainstream media would like you to believe that the violence at these rallies was caused by Donald Trump's rhetoric. The fact that he wanted to have a border wall. The fact that he said that criminals were coming across the border from Mexico. These words are what incited the violence at these rallies. And Hillary Clinton even came out and says, I don't condone this whatsoever. That Donald Trump should disavow the violence at his rallies. That he needs to be cautious about what he says. Well, guess what? Donald Trump's words never actually hurt anyone. But Hillary Clinton, your words, your commands to the thugs on the ground actually resulted in innocent civilians being hurt and police officers. So I hold you accountable for all the violence at these Trump rallies. And I hold the mainstream media accountable as well for upholding those lies and allowing that false narrative to be pushed. Also want to thank James O'Keefe from Project Veritas for giving us a behind-the-curtain view of what's really going on and how the DNC and Hillary Clinton planned and incited the violence at all these rallies.